Hi YouTube, welcome to Chef Tips UK with me, Chef Ricky. Today, I'm jumping on the avocado bandwagon. Yes! Avocado on toast, it's become the most popular thing since, I don't know, sliced bread. Everyone's doing it, it's all over Instagram, so I thought, do you know what? I'll do it here on Chef Tips UK, but with a twist. I've got some nice ciabattas here, I've got some avocados, we'll go through them in a minute. Here I've got some lovely homegrown tomatoes, what my girlfriend's dad has grown. And I've got some homegrown basil here, which I've grew myself, planted myself about 3 months ago. I've got a massive basil bush now, loving it. Buzzing to be using it. So first things first, tomatoes. I'm going to make like a bit of a tomato concasse here. So we're going to take the skins off. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Drop them into boiling water. You can get the, if you've got a gas stove, get the ring, get it on a fork. I'm going to do it with my good friend, the blowtorch. So, I've got a bit of ice here. I'm just going to add cold water to that. One of the most crucial things when doing tomato concasse, basically we want to take this skin off the tomato. The most crucial thing is to chill it down, because when you need to heat it up and then chill it down as quickly as possible, otherwise the tomato will cook and get really mushy. Right, so we're going to get ourselves a fork, place the tomato on it. We're going to get the gas gun on the go, and all we're going to do that, and then we're literally just going to drop that into the ice water that quickly. In boiling water you cook it for 30 seconds. This is why I like doing it with a blowtorch. It's instant heat, it's red hot, and it just gets the job done really quickly before the flesh has even had time to cook. And then literally straight in that ice water. So I'm going to do the rest of these tomatoes and we'll crack on with the rest of it. Right, so the tomatoes are done. I've got myself a little bowl here. That's just gonna like what I'm gonna make it in. So if we take a look at these tomatoes now, they've gone nice and chilled down, and as you can see, the skin is just peeling straight off of them. Literally, really quickly. The flesh is still really firm, and we can just peel that skin right off, really easily. Right, so I'm just going to peel these tomatoes, literally just by sliding my hands around them and rubbing that skin off. You're just sort of rubbing it, being really delicate with it. Right, so once you've peeled all them tomatoes, you should have a lovely skinless tomato here, and all we're going to do with these is quarter them and de-seed them. So if we just drop them into quarters like that, and then all you have to do then is just run your knife and get the seeds out. Really simple. Don't matter about them little bits there, because we'll just scoop them off, look. They'll all go in the little waste bin here. Bang. And then all we're going to do with them, just literally like, get a few seeds there, stuck there, look. Just scrape them onto your board, onto your knife, into your little food waste bin. And then with these, we're just going to julienne them. So we're just going to thinly slice them. Just like that, as thin as you can. Just rocking the knife on the board. Keeping them fingernails tucked in a rocking motion. Just like that. And then grab them all together and we're going to dice them. Just like that. Really simple. Obviously you don't have to do it as fast as I've done it. You know, you take your time doing it. You don't want to lose any fingers. Really sharp knife is really essential, but the sharper your knife, the more risk you're going to put. I've cut my fingers more times than I can. even to this day, I cut my finger a couple of weeks ago. It always happens, it's always a risk when you're using sharp knives. Just be careful, really careful when you're using it. And then this tomato concasse, I'm just going to add to here. So, I'm going to chop up the rest of these tomatoes, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so, all them tomatoes diced up, really nice. So, I've just got 3 tomatoes here. I've got some little diced up red onion here. We're going to just put that in with the tomatoes. And then I've got some of my homegrown basil here. What I'm going to do with this is chiffonade it. So if you've watched my knife skills video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just going to literally get it all, I've washed it, because obviously it's just fresh from the garden. Just going to get it all, I'm going to roll it up, and then I'm just going to slice it really thinly. Now I don't need all of that, basil's really strong, so I'm just going to go a pinch of that in there. Really essential with basil as well that you use a sharp knife. If you cut it with a dull knife, the basil will bruise and it will go dark and black. You don't want that. Right, now on to the main event. These little avocados that people are talking about all the time. Personally, I think they're a bit talked up. I don't think they're as great as people make out. Apparently they're really good for you and stuff, but they don't really taste like much, personal opinion. But yeah, everyone's loving them. When you pick your avocados, be careful. I was at the supermarket today and they had like single ones and it said ripen, ready to go. I felt them and they were like feeling that. Feel them and they should feel just a little bit soft to touch. If they're really hard, it means they're not ripe yet. If they're really soft, it means they're overripe and they're going to be brown. So, really easy way to do these. Sharp knife, you're just going to press in. If your knife's really sharp, what you can actually just cut right through the stone, but I'm not going to do that. Press until you feel the stone, and then all you're going to do is carve the avocado round just like this, and boom. We'll just take that bit out there. You can see it's really nice. We've got some really nice green to that yellow. Got that big stone there in the food bin. And then all we're going to do with this is I'm going to be a little bit chefy. I'm going to quarter it up, get myself a spoon, and I'm literally just going to get right to the back of the skin as much as I can and scoop it out. I ain't done that one that good. We'll try this one, we'll try again. And you should just be able to scoop all that skin out. Really easy. Right, so all I'm going to do with this avocado is I'm just going to try and dice it. Because it is ripe, you will see it does fall apart quite easily, but I'm going to try and keep it as whole as possible. Now a lot of people do just mush the avocado straight up. I'm trying to keep it in some nice dice here. What I didn't mention is this is actually a vegan dish. My second vegan dish here on the Chef Tips UK. I know a lot of people are turning into sort of the vegan, vegetarian sort of thing. You could look at me and take one guess that I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but I understand people's reasons for it. And you know, vegan food can taste good. So, to my onions and tomato here, I'm just going to add my avocado. If you look at this and get a look at here, my basil's in there too. I'm basically kind of making a bit of a salsa. And I'm going to serve this sort of bruschetta style, which is an Italian dish. And basically we're going to get some ciabatta and we're going to grill it and rub it in garlic. So I'm just going to add one more avocado to that. So that's one avocado, 2 avocados, 3 tomatoes, half an onion, and a pinch of basil. And then that is the topping complete after we've seasoned it. Right, so I've added another avocado to this. All we need to do now is give it a really nice seasoning. Avocado does need seasoning. It is quite bland. That's why you have to sort of add a lot of flavour to it. As you can see here, I've almost kept the shape of it quite nicely, and I'm just going to be really, really gentle with that. So this is basically like a bit of an avocado salsa here. Right, so it wouldn't be bruschetta without ciabatta. I've got some lovely little ciabattas here. All I'm going to do with these is just drop them in half. Use a bread knife if you want. I've just got a really sharp knife. And then what I'm going to do with them is I've got some extra virgin olive oil here, and I'm just going to sprinkle a good guzzle on them. And then I'm going to rub that in just to cover them. And then really nice seasoning. And then once they're seasoned, they're ready to go on a griddle pan. Right, so once your griddle pan's got nice and hot, we'll get these, mop up all that spillage, and we're just going to place them just on here, just on the griddle, and we're just going to put some really nice marks in them. I've got some garlic here. Once I've griddled them, I'm just going to get a bit of garlic, just as a clove, and brush it. It's going to add a really nice garlic fragrance to the bread. So with bread on the heat, it can be quite temperamental, so just keep your eye on it. I'm going to say about 2 minutes, just to give it some nice lines, and it should be done. Right, so these have been cooking, and look at that, that's what you want. Really nice lines. You don't want to take it too far over. That, I would say, is perfect. We're just going to bang off that heat and just move that pan to the... I'm just going to take this pan outside because it is smoking like an absolute demon. Right, and now with this, we're just going to get this garlic and literally we're just going to brush it over this ciabatta. And you might think, oh, what the hell's that going to do? But it just sort of adds this really nice garlicky flavour to it. Right, so once you've brushed it with the garlic, you're literally ready to go. All we're going to do is just spoon that onto the ciabatta. Right, so there you have it. Avocado on toast, Chef Tips UK style. Has a sort of Italian bruschetta sort of feel to it, with some basil, tomato and red onion running through it. So let's give it a try. And obviously this is all vegan. It's one of the only dishes I've done but I ain't had a lot of butter in it. I think we should have probably put some butter on this. So I'm just going to give this a try. That is really nice, especially for avocado. That's the thing, with avocado you have to add flavour to it. On its own it's just bland, dull, boring. So there we have it, avocado bruschetta, really nice. It tastes great. We've got some garlic in there, the basil, really nice. Try it out at home, let me know how you get on. Hit that subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter. I'm posting all the time on there, keeping you guys informed on what I'm up to. Until next time folks, keep on chefing.